Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In today's YouTube video, we are going to be going through 7 pro tips to help you reach Masters fast this season. Now, you probably clicked on this video because you're struggling to progress in ranked and you're trying to hit Masters, but for some reason you can't. So today, 7 tips to help you get there. The first pro tip in order to reach Masters fast is to duo queue. Now, duo queuing in ranked is one of the best ways to climb to Masters because it provides better coordination, smarter drafting, and more consistent team compositions. When you play with a teammate, you can communicate with them, you can plan counter picks, you can ensure a balanced comp rather than relying on random teammates who usually end up throwing if you play with randoms. Because when you solo queue, you're going to get 2 randoms most likely who sometimes they are good, but they're usually not, so you kind of have to carry. But if you can play with a duo, you're able to win most games because you two can carry, rather than just by yourself. The second pro tip to rank up fast is to understand when to swap lanes in a match. In most maps, there are 3 separate lanes. Usually each brawler will play in a lane in order to avoid getting pinched by the enemies. If you're playing a brawler like Piper and the enemy team has a Nani, let's say, then you don't want to play in Nani's lane, as that would be a very, very tough matchup. Right? You shoot, Nani pops gadget, it's just a tough matchup for you. You want to make games as easy as possible, so make sure to lane a brawler that you can win against. If you're playing Piper and the enemy team has a Brock, you will have a much better chance of winning that fight rather than Nani. So you want to go in Brock's lane to 1v1 Brock instead of Nani. At first you might need to think about these kind of lane switches every match, but over time it will just become very natural and you'll start seeing that you win a lot more matchups. The third tip I have for you guys is to learn how to draft. Now this tip is so important, it's honestly ridiculous. When you play a ranked game, you spend a couple minutes in the draft stage as you pick your brawlers. Knowing what brawler to pick in certain game modes and maps is so important. You also need to know what brawlers to pick depending on what your enemy chooses. Playing meta brawlers is a good start, but usually you will make up your pick based on what your opponents pick. If we're playing Bell's Rock, and the enemy team plays Sprout, Bell, and Mandy, then I could play something very aggro here as a last pick because they are a squishy team. Playing a Fang or a Miko here could get lots of value. I could also play some good brawlers in this map like Tick or Brock, but playing a brawler to counter them would be a smarter choice. The more games you play, the more you'll understand how to draft. Another good way I've learned to see how to draft better is to watch pro players. See how they draft and what brawlers they are picking on the different maps to get a sense of what's good where. The next tip to progress in ranked is to focus on getting power 11 brawlers. A lot of players think that they should upgrade their brawlers all at the same time, like having lots of power 7s, 8s, 9s, but that is not a very smart thing to do if you're trying to push to a higher rank. Your main focus should be to upgrade as many brawlers as you can to power 11. It will be very hard to rank up to Legendary 1, 2, 3, or Masters if you're not playing Power 11 Brawlers. You'll be at a disadvantage pretty much every game. The best way to get these resources in order to upgrade them is to complete Masteries, buy the Brawl Pass, or just do the quests to complete the Free Pass, as well as doing the events and challenges that come out every week or so. The 5th tip is to know who the carry brawlers are right now. A carry brawler is a brawler that you can play to pretty much carry your team to win the game. Some examples of this would be Melody and Heist, Piper and Bounty, Ash and Gem Grab, or Maisie and Brawl Ball. When you get the chance, depending if the brawler is banned or not, try to pick a very strong brawler if you have an early pick in the drafting stage, as this will give your team a really good chance at winning. If you're in Bronze, Silver, or Gold rank, then there is no draft and you can pick the carry brawler right away. After getting Diamond, you'll need to draft, but most players won't ban the best brawlers as they are in Diamond and they forget about them. Drafting only starts to get really important in Legendary once players start banning the really good brawlers. The second last tip that I have for you guys that you might think is a little boring, but it is the VOD review. Now I would say that the majority of players never ever VOD review their games. If you never see what mistakes you're doing, then you're never going to learn from them and improve. If your team had a good draft but you still lost the match, go to replay and spend around 5 to 10 minutes watching the games and seeing where you and your team went wrong. Everyone makes mistakes every game, but the games go so quickly that players don't know what they did wrong exactly. If you're actually serious about improving and one day hopefully to reach Masters, Then after a loss, watch the replays and see what you could have done better. The final tip is about mental. Now I did talk about this in my rank guide video, as many players struggle with this part. Having a good mental is so important. If you're blaming your teammates during the match, then you're the problem. You should never thumbs down, shoot, and spray your teammates during the match. People make mistakes and players get lucky. So if your teammate dies in a very early knockout game, just forget about it and focus on winning. They could have died because you didn't help them out or never switched lanes. If you're focusing so much on your teammates making mistakes or playing bad, then you lost focus on what you're actually trying to do, which is to win the game. Players with bad mental always struggle to reach Masters, I've learned. The number one excuse for people not reaching the rank they want is bad randoms. You can't blame others for being the reason that you didn't reach the rank you want. If you draft very good, play Power 11 Brawlers, help your teammates during the game, don't get mad at them during the game, and be fully focused on winning and playing your best, then you would 100% rank up. You will lose some games as that's the way the game goes, but you'll win way more than you lose. If you're getting tilted during the games, then you will start making bad decisions. So remember, to be relentless and do your best every single game. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you made it to the end of the video, leave a comment about what rank you are right now and what rank you're trying to get to this season. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as we are on the road to 3,000 subscribers. Make sure to have notifications turned on as I'll be uploading more rank content in the near future. We'll see you next time.